I severely question whether or not Donald Trump even likes women, much less has any respect for women. Women, period. Does not care who the individual woman is. He seems to treat women with the same disrespect, even his own wife, which he uses as a prop more than a human being. Now, before you gaslight me, 53% of men in the United States, according to exit polls, voted for Donald Trump. That means a lot of men identify, not all who voted for him, but a significant portion of men of the 53% of American males who voted for Donald Trump, a significant portion of them absolutely see themselves in this president, in this man, and considered him to be somebody to emulate, to mirror, reflect, to be like. This isn't like Mike back in the 90s, Michael Jordan. Remember those commercials? Like Mike, if I could be like Mike, I want to be. Remember that? Probably you don't if you're a Gen Xer. If you are older, that was what we aspired as men to do, to be great, to do great things. Donald Trump doesn't do great things. Now, I'm not a Democrat, so please don't gaslight me in the comments about that. Be a little more imaginative if you can. So let's just take a look at the sitting president responding to a female reporter asking a very relevant, viable question, and just watch him squirm and ask yourself, when you see a man gaslight in response to a woman asking him a question, how guilty do you think he is?
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions.
So immediately gaslighting, not responding to the question at all, which is exactly what he should have done if he had character integrity and nothing to hide. Again, men who have something to hide gaslight. They need to make you feel small so they feel big.
Start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And
look at the lady next to the woman in blue. Did you see her eyes?
You could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched, or somebody psychs you over at ABC, they're going to psych it. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. As far as the Epstein files is...
So not only is she a terrible reporter, she's a terrible person for asking a very relevant journalistic question to the sitting president who has power to do exactly what she's asking.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single...
So now he's throwing Democrats under the table. He doesn't want to be accountable, so he gaslights, and then he turns on other men, trying to get men in his party who identify with him as a politician, as a businessman, as a man, to unite. This is groupthink.
A weekend, they lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me.
So he's vacillated back and forth, and men will do that. They'll say, oh, this is the reason why. And then another time, no, this is the reason why. And then you'll be like, well, I thought you said it was that. It's that too. Well, how come it's not that now? You're stupid. You're not listening, right?
Not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket. of all the money that he's given to Democrats, he gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave
By the way, there are more pictures of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein than of him with his daughter.
money to Democrats, and people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it now?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC.
If you notice, she was trying to refocus the question, not respond, not feel indignant, not lower herself, not punch up. She reiterated the question. And what does he do? He starts demonizing the entire ABC and fake news. And again, men will do that when they feel they are put into a corner and have nothing to say. That will exonerate them. So they attack, they gaslight, they play the victim, they play stupid.
Because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that. Because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump, and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible. And you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question.
So he did win the election in a landslide. But to say that her question makes her, takes away, erases any credibility is also gaslighting. It's not actually responding to what she's asking. Not once. And the one time he actually directly responded, he just denied straight up. Again, not really responding to what she's asking. And if there's nothing wrong, just stop making Congress waste their time and just release them so that they can use taxpayer money to do more important things than this bullshit. So what is in it that you are circling around and around Donald Trump in this conversation, gaslighting women and demonstrating to men, younger and older, exactly how not to treat women, how not to talk to women?
You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein, who spent their time. Larry Summers was with him all the time. That creep, the fund guy, was with him all the time. What's his name? Who? Reid Hoffman. I don't know Reid Hoffman, but I know he spends a lot of money on the radical left. Reid Hoffman, in my opinion, should be under investigation. He's a sleazebag.
Now he is blaming others. He is deferring responsibility, accountability, visibility. And you can see on her face, she feels defeated. I mean, he's not going to answer her question. He has gaslit her, the network she works for, calling it all fake news, calling her stupid personally. And not once did he actually just say, I am not doing that because, which is all he needed to do.
Those are the people, but they don't get any press, they don't get any news, and you're not after the radical left because you're a radical left network. But I think the way you ask a question with the anger,
division, if you talk in a way that creates division, you are not representing Americans. You're representing people who you deem are real Americans. In other words, if they believe you, because he cannot have a conversation with women. And so he continues to demonstrate exactly how not to talk to women or anybody for that matter. And yet a lot of men, and I'm sure men will say in the comments that I'm wrong, I'm stupid, I don't know what's going on, I'm part of the problem. Just watch.
and the meanness is terrible. You ought to go back and learn how to be a reporter. No more.
He's calling her mean and she asked a viable question to which he called her stupid.
More questions from you. Who else has a question?
We thank
And that's that. That is your sitting president showing men how to treat women. Thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe if you want more, and feel free to argue, but please do know I do respond, and I'm not stupid.